Yeah, we ready. And who makes all these squeaky clean streams come through to wherever you're watching. And so wherever you're watching from, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. Let us know where you're watching from. As you know, we're in San Antonio, Texas, and it is hot AF out here. My goodness. I hope if you out in San Antonio, you're doing, at least you're staying hydrated. I hope you're eating well as well, taking care of your bodies. You only get one body, folks. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you're taking care of yourself this week and the next 2 weeks, because we have a special health and wellness series brought to you, powered by the Culinary Ninja, Mr. Gino Luna. I hope you're doing great tonight. Gino, what's good, my man? How you doing?
I'm great. I'm happy to be here. Happy to get this kicked off.
Hey, man, we've been talking a long time about hooking up and doing something together. And since we met, we knew you was good people. You know, you was hooking people up in the community with meals. And, you know, you got a lot of good things going for yourself, man. You a proud parent. You know, you out there, you know, training athletes. You're helping people, you know, get a better understanding of their bodies. But I also know you to have that social commentary as well. Last time you were in the studio, you talked a little bit about some people that were littering in your neighborhood. Okay. And so I want to know if you want to tell me that story in just a bit. But you know, give us a little bit of an intro. Give us a little bit of intro and tell us, you know, just a little bit about yourself, man. And I know you're recently from Lion Fit Foods, right, and now you are the Culinary Ninja. Talk to us a little bit about that mantra and how it's changed over time.
So basically, I launched the business about 7.5 years ago, and I started with the name the Lion Fit Foods. The original name I wanted was the Culinary Ninja. That's it, just the Culinary Ninja. I decided just at the drop of it, I was like, I'm gonna go with the Lion Fit Foods. So that's where it stemmed from. This year, I told myself I'd go through a complete rebranding process. So we kicked that off at the beginning of this year. I'm really happy about it. The Culinary Ninja Diet Pie, I love hearing people say it, and I think people love saying it. I think it's a lot cooler. I like the new logo, all that stuff. So.
Yeah, it looks really good, man. And I like the ninja aspect of it, man, because one of the other areas I know you from is the combat world, right? And, you know, I know you've trained athletes, mixed martial artists, Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners. You know, you get on the ground and roll a little bit yourself. One of your missions with that, though, is an anti-bullying perspective.
Without a doubt, yeah.
You know, and tell me a little bit more about, you know, that anti-bullying and why you've taken that stance.
Well, so I've always been like, it's always weighed heavy on me getting involved in something for anti-bullying, simply because I was bullied myself, man, for a big chunk of my childhood. And whether people want to admit it or not, that it sticks with you. I mean, I'm 43 years old now, and I vividly remember these aspects and these times that I kind of went through that as a child. And the process, you know, I had nobody kind of weaning me in and out of it. So I definitely want to be there for individuals or for kids now who are going through that, and teaching them that there is a safer, a better, a smarter route, and that you can gain self-confidence and you can get yourself out of that situation. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's smart, man. We gotta, you know, equip our young people, our youth, our children. You know, in today's day when cyberbullying is big, man. There's a lot of people online and stuff, and you know, there's a lot of ways for these kids to get in trouble these days, man.
Yeah, I mean, cyberbullying, man. You know what? Up until recently, as weird as it's going to sound, I didn't understand the magnitude that cyberbullying really had. Like, of course, I understood it from like a surface perspective, but I have a 13-year-old daughter, and she enlightened me on like how impactful that is and how quick it happens. You know, in her middle school, and she told me a quick story. She told me that somebody airdropped, that the way it happens so quick is that they airdrop like videos or like, you know, crappy pictures or whatever, like to make fun of or to bully somebody. And when they're in school, the kid that's doing the bullying will just airdrop this, and anybody which is basically all the kids have their phone open when they're in school. Yeah. They just airdrop it right out the gate, and then all these people get it, and that's how like cyberbullying happens like in such a mass form. And I was like, damn, I can only imagine if that happened when I was in school. Like, I didn't have to worry about that. You know, I was like in-person physical, you know, bullying. And now like that mental, you know, the pressure it puts on you mentally and emotionally as a child. Man, sometimes I'd be like, I think I'd rather get punched in the face, you know, than have to deal with that mentally and emotionally.
And that's the thing, man, you know, mental, and, you know, let me go back, you know, health and wellness. Wellness and health. It means a lot of different things to everyone,
Yeah.
right? Everyone has a different stance and take on things, right? You know, you hear different philosophies. You know, there's more than one way to bake a cake. There's more than one way to bake the enchiladas, right? And so, you know, we have to give our kids all of the equipment, all of the tools for them to be successful, for them to have confidence, for them to grow up as, you know, contributing members in society. And, you know, one of the areas that you also do that, and again, aside from, you know, the confidence that they're going to gain and the discipline that they'll gain through martial arts, is through cooking.
Right.
And what we put in our bodies is extremely important to our output.
Right.
You know, so talk to me a little bit about, you know, the diet, you know, the meal prepping, and what you're able to provide through the service of Culinary Ninja.
So what we do through the Culinary Ninja is basically we take, what I like to do is take food that people enjoy to eat, fun food that people love to eat on a daily basis that they don't think they're going to get from eating healthy, you know, right? You got that stigma of eating healthy that says, you know, chicken and broccoli all the time. So what I do is I take things like something that we're going to put together tonight, enchiladas verdes, and I just put a healthy spin on it. Okay, just make some health conscious tweaks to the recipes that allow you to still enjoy that food and maintain a healthy lifestyle, or begin a healthy lifestyle, whatever path you're currently on, you know. And that's for adults and children. I mean, it applies to everybody.
Yeah, and the kids is also extremely important, because, you know, we've got to raise our kids as well to be eating healthy, right, and to be putting good food, natural foods into our bodies. And you know, I advise people regularly on healthy lifestyle, healthy living, right? And the number one area that I see people struggle in, adults, kids, is diet and nutrition.
Yeah, so speed of the leader, speed of the pack. I say that all the time. Is as a parent, you have to set that example in your household. And I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do.
It's not easy.
You just have to make conscious choices, or learn how to make these conscious choices, which is what I try to provide as a service to our community. And then once you learn how to make these conscious choices, you can do that consistently within your home. And children do what they see you do. They don't always do what you tell them to do. You know, you're crazy if you think your kid's gonna do, like, if you're telling them to do something and they're like, "Pops, you ain't doing that shit. Come on, man, who you playing, man?" You know,
they're smart.
Like, no, they're gonna do what they see you do. Like my daughters don't know anything but a health conscious lifestyle, and that's not me boasting about it. It's just because I stay consistent with my lifestyle. And, you know, do we grab some fried chicken here and there? Yeah, man, we enjoy life. You know what I mean? But for the most part, they're in the gym. They're eating healthy. They're making conscious choices. They know that there's food at home. They know we got the 80-20 rule. You know, you're gonna eat some wholesome food before you get anything that's, you know, like opening up a bag or opening up a can. You know, that doesn't happen very often. So, like I said, speed of the leader, speed of the pack, man. You gotta take the lead in the household as a parent, and I think that helps. You know.
All right, so send us all your diet and nutrition questions, and we're going to get to them live on air. One of the things I noticed, and again, you know, there's levels to this stuff, right? You know, some people would say, well, if it's vegan, it must be healthy, right? There it is, right? If it's at a health food store, it must be healthy. Well, not necessarily, right? Yeah. What are some tactics that people can do to, like, kind of decipher what's good for them, what they should put in their bodies, and what they shouldn't?
So I do a couple of things. I guess to decipher what you're going to put in your body, I always tell people to when I say make health conscious choices, right? I say that so often, then I don't realize how often people are like, well, what do you mean? So one of the things you can do is, like, when you go grocery shopping, stay on the perimeter of the grocery store, right? The perimeter of the grocery store is where you get all your real food from, okay? Your whole produce, your meats. When you're in the center of the grocery store, that's where everything's in a can. That's where everything's in a bag. If you think about it right now, imagine your local grocery store. That's the way it's set up. It's set up to be that way intentionally, right? Okay, so stay on the perimeter of the grocery store. That's one thing you can do. And the other thing I always try to preach to people is portion control. Plain and simple. Portion control. You know, I grew up in the barrio. I grew up, you know, Mexicano. We eat like all our food. You better eat all your food. You want some more? Here's another serving. You know what I mean? We got to kind of get away from that. We can get gluttonous. We're used to big portions. We live in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. So one of the other biggest things I preach to people is just portion control, making sure you're understanding portions and you're getting nutrient-dense calories that can supply you with sufficient energy to get through your day.
Yep. So if you're counting your macros, if you don't know what you should be eating, if you have any, advising that needs to be done, you can contact the Culinary Ninja on social media. Be sure to look him up, Instagram, Facebook, the website, the Culinary Ninja Diet. Is the Culinary Ninja.
It's the Culinary Ninja. It's www.theculinaryninja.com. Yeah.
Theculinaryninja.com. We're going to make sure you get the link. And also producing the meals. Now, folks, I'll be honest, man. I've been eating this guy's meals all week, and I'm looking forward to eating some. He does juicing as well. One of the things I noticed about your products that are different is that you don't add any additional sugars, right? And when we talk about eating healthy, most folks don't recognize, but preservatives that are added, right? What do they call it? Processed foods that are killing our communities, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, so we do everything. We're a scratch kitchen, so we do everything from scratch. We control everything that we're putting into your meals, which is an achievement in itself, because a lot of us go places and either we're eating out or, like I said, we're at home popping open bags and cans. Okay, so we do everything to keep every one of our meals as wholesome as possible. Well, not as possible, every one of the meals, made from scratch and using whole ingredients. Like I tell my daughters all the time, get yourself something to eat that came from the earth or from an animal, man, and then maybe you can go snack on a bag of Cheetos or whatever you want. But let's get you some real food first, and that's what a real food, real results made by a real chef. I say that, and that's what I do. Culinary Ninja, that's what we're all about.
Yeah, and I like the idea of balance as well, because you mentioned fried chicken, right? It ain't like young kids want to open up a bag of Takis once in a blue moon. Yeah. Hey, have your fun, right? Life's about having fun. We want you to enjoy your life, but also, it's like fuel. The fuel that you're putting into your car is going to affect how your car drives the same way we as humans do. And many of us live very busy lives. We're on the go. We're waking up early. We're going to sleep late. One of the reasons we like to get the fast food is because it's convenient.
Right.
Well, you've taken that out of the picture with your meal prep services. When folks can order their meals from your website, you take orders on Sunday and Wednesday, I believe.
So so we deliver Sundays and Wednesdays.
Okay, Sundays and Wednesdays.
We deliver twice a week to maintain freshness, and we have 2 deadlines per week: Friday midnight and Tuesday midnight, for those 2 delivery dates.
All right, excellent. Because folks, we know if you're living a busy lifestyle, how hard it is to prepare, to prep, to think of everything, right? Many of us are working long, extended hours. You're picking up the kids late. It's difficult. I like to tell my kids that I advise, kids that I work with, my own children, that life's about choices. Mm-hmm. And we can make a lot of different choices with our lives, with all the different things. And hopefully we choose wisely. But the food that we continuously put in our body will have a long-term effect on us.
It does, yes, without a doubt. People tend to treat their, like you mentioned cars, I see a lot of people treating their vehicles way better than they treat their own vehicle. You know what I mean? Their own body, and that blows my mind. You don't go put water in your gas tank. I mean, is it more convenient and cheaper? Hell yeah, it is. But you don't do that. So why do you do that to your body? Allow us. We take all that away. We take the grocery shopping away. We take the guesswork behind the grocery shopping away. We take the prepping away. We take the dirty dishes away. We take it all away. We do all that work for you for a very reasonable cost and investment. Most people are spending more money eating out than they would if they invested into what we do and the service that we provide. And we deliver that straight to your door, so you have nothing to worry about. Ready to go, ready to eat. Takes a minute or 2 for you to warm up in whatever method you decide to warm up in, and then boom, and that's it. We do it all for you. You literally have nothing to worry about. Yeah. You have your own private chef and your own delivery service straight to your door twice a week.
Yep, and it sounds too good to be true, folks. I know, but I've got the proof that what he's speaking is real, because for the first time ever here at the Maximo Show and VodPod Media, we are going to prepare a very special meal for your viewing pleasure. And I'm going to let Gino go ahead, and we're going to move over to the next studio here in just a moment. And we're going to fire up the grill. We're going to fire it all up. We've got an amazing meal that he's partially prepared, and it's going to be prepared for you live on air. So if you still got a chance, go ahead and share this post. Tag a friend that needs some advice, with their eating, with their diet and nutrition. And we're going to catch you right in the next room. So don't go anywhere. Go ahead, Gylan, flip it over, baby. Let's go. Hey, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. How do we look, folks? And folks, if you're watching us right now, know, wherever you're watching from, we have an amazing audience in studio tonight. And so we want to thank our crew that came out to witness all this magic. We want to thank all of our supporters at VodPod Media, all of our people here in studio, Mr. Amzai Austin, Carolina T, Kirsten Thompson, again, Gylan Jackson. Make sure you look up the Magic Man. And look at this set. Phenomenal camera setup right here. What do we got going on anyway, Gino? What is all this amazingness?
So today we're gonna make something that we currently have on the menu, which is our enchiladas verdes and sauteed broccoli rice. Okay, so we're gonna substitute the carbohydrate. We're gonna add a vegetable. We got some broccoli that we chopped up, fresh broccoli. Put that into a food chopper, food processor. You can do it by hand as well if you want to use a knife. And we got that all ready to go here. We're gonna saute that up, use that as our base, and then just roll up a lean turkey enchilada, and we got our salsa here that we're gonna blend up and pour that right over the top, and we'll be ready to go. Simple, easy, very quick.
All right, so that garlic's making my mouth water. Can y'all smell that? I mean, good grief. What are you doing here? And this is all fresh ingredients that you could buy from your local grocery store,
Exactly,
correct?
Yep, exactly, yep.
And
a
so
lot of this stuff you can buy that's like, whether it's pre-chopped, like if you're in a hurry, like I said, stay on the outskirt of the grocery store. Or you can, if you got some knife skills, you can chop it all up yourself. So
yeah, so it's looking good, man. I'm a guy who likes to chop up vegetables as well, man. It's like one of those things you really like to write when you got a nice pen.
yeah,
I like to really chop up good vegetables when you got some nice fine cutlery and knives, man. So where can you get that stuff at, man? Where do you even buy the good knives at?
man. Well, there's a couple of websites. Just depends on what kind of knife. A lot of people like different types of knives, whether they're German knives or Japanese knives. I particularly like Japanese knives, so I'll shop for some Japanese knives. So it really kind of depends on the individual. I know that sounds weird, but it's like a tool, for your craft. Everybody likes different knives. It just depends on the individual, like I said.
Yeah. And so all fresh ingredients. You're preparing these meals on a weekly basis for those that are subscribing, those that are purchasing meals. Yep. You use gloves. Everything is completely sanitary, I can tell.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. So I spend 20 years. Little quick info about my culinary background. I'm gonna put a little nugget of butter in here. I love to use a little bit of butter when I can, just to increase the fat content, since we are using a vegetable here. Increase the fat content in the meal. Real natural fats, good for energy, and also gives the broccoli a great flavor. So a little bit about my background. I spent 20 years basically being a chef. So I grew up in the fine dining industry. So everything fresh, everything made from scratch. And that's it. Mainly French background when it comes to cooking. But I've just traveled all around the United States, kind of learning different methods.
Well, that's all right. We like the French in San Antonio because Victor Wembanyama, Mr. Wemby's going to be out here dropping them dimes and putting the San Antonio Spurs back on the map. And so if you know Wemby, tag him in our post so he can come on the show next week. Listen, man, one of the other things is you mentioned the butter. A lot of people are thinking, well, butter, man, that must not be very healthy. You mentioned some fats. What are those macronutrients that people need to be eating on a regular basis, man?
So macros, remember, are your fats, protein, and carbohydrates, okay? So we got the broccoli rice knocked out. Now we're just gonna toss the little bit. I got some grapeseed oil here. Just gonna touch a little bit.
Grapeseed oil, look out.
Boom. And then we're gonna get this turkey cooking. Macros are carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So those are the things you want to look at mainly, are sources of fuel. If you want to really dial into your diet, those are the things you want to pay attention to. Help you create like your diet plan, calories in versus calories out. That's another thing that I really talk to people a lot about as well, is there's a real simple science behind, because I get a lot of people that tell me, hey, I want to lose some weight, right?
Yeah,
That's
most
like the
folks
biggest
will say
thing,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to lose some weight, I want to tone up. Cool. Do you know how many calories you burn on a daily basis? Most of the time I hear like, no, I don't know how many calories I burn on a daily basis, right? That is one of like the easiest things for people to figure out, right? You want to figure out how many calories you burn on a daily basis, what your TDEE is, and then on top of that, you learn how many calories. From that point, you can actually develop your macronutrient plan, right? Or just your calories in plan in general. So you want to be taking, if you want to lose weight, you want to take in less calories than you're burning on a daily basis. It's just really simple science and simple math behind it. But a lot of people try to look past it. They try to make it more difficult. Like, oh, well, I'm gonna get into the keto. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna really track my meals. Like, just portion control. Figure out how many calories you're burning versus how many, and that'll teach you how many calories you should take in order for you to start making the first step into progress, right, in a positive way. So, so that's another thing that like I really try to like educate people on is just follow that simple science out the gate, and you'll see the progress will start being made from that point.
Yeah.
So lean turkey, I'm gonna add a little bit of taco seasoning here.
Okay, so I was wondering about what sort of meat that was. I didn't know if it was
yeah, lean
beef.
turkey 97.3. No, lean turkey 97.3.
So 97.3. Break that down for us. What does that even mean? Speak to me in English,
so,
Gino.
So it's just like the lean turkey, the fat content, right? So we want this to be lean, but I don't want to take all the fat out of it. I want to have a little bit in there for flavor, you know? So I don't know why I'm grabbing the onions. I'm not even
The onions look good. I don't even like onions, but this all looks phenomenal. Can y'all see this? My goodness, my mouth is watering up here. I got drool coming down my facial hair. Can somebody give me a napkin?
Turn this up a little bit here. So we're gonna get this turkey cooked. I just add a little bit of taco seasoning. I'm gonna add a couple of turns of the pink Himalayan.
Now, does that really come from the Himalayan mountains? That's a joke. I know it doesn't.
No, man. Himalayan mountains sound cool as hell, though, right?
Yeah, I wish I could go do something out there. I don't know what, man. Just go look at the mountains.
Yeah. Do you ever go out for like walks or anything like that?
Yeah,
like trek out. I've been wanting to go to the Grand Canyon recently.
Ooh, I heard.
So I'm hoping to
listen,
get out there
if you're going
soon.
out, have you been? Do you like hiking?
Yeah. I mean, I like anything outdoors. I love being outdoors. Like, I literally feel like I need it. You know what I mean? So I try to get outdoors like every single day. Right now, we walk for sure one time a day. Most of the days right now, we're doing 2 a day. So we go outside and we walk like 3 miles with the kids. So we get out, get some exercise early in the morning and then late in the evening.
Yeah.
Try to get like 5-6 miles in, even if it's just like walking in the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I love doing that kind of stuff without a doubt.
Well, one of the things, again, we're kicking off this week a 3-week health and wellness series powered by the Culinary Ninja. We've talked about the importance of what we're putting into our bodies, the food, the macronutrients, the proteins, the carbs, the fats, the healthy foods. You know, if you're going outside, folks, I hope you're going to stay hydrated. And in 2 weeks, we have Dr. Tara Falk coming on, and she is a kidney doctor. And we're going to be talking about the importance of drinking water, you know, in our communities, staying hydrated, kidney health, which is, I think, underspoken to, right? You know, a lot of people like drinking sugary drinks. People are drinking soda and pop. You know, in San Antonio, people like to talk about the barbacoa and Big Red, which again,
sweet tea, man. Sweet tea.
The sweet tea, right?
Bro, everybody's
people
on the
love
sweet
going
tea,
to Bill
you know?
Miller's and getting that sweet tea big enough to fill up the Riverwalk.
Bro, Bill Miller's.
I mean, come on now, right? I
Can't
mean,
hate on Bill Miller's, but damn,
well,
they got
the
everybody
sugar.
hooked on the sweet tea, though,
The
for
sugar.
sure. Yeah.
You know, and so what does that do into our bodies? You got to tune in here to VodPod in 2 weeks to check
That's
it
gonna
out.
be interesting, man. That's cool.
We got a lot of good content in store for everyone. We hope you're subscribing to us. We hope you're liking, you're sharing this wherever you may be watching from. And we've got some great views. Look at these camera angles. Gylan Jackson has outdone himself again. When I proposed the show, he was sweating bullets earlier. Y'all ain't supposed to know that. But we're pulling it off here. We're doing this, man. This is awesome, man.
Yeah.
And so what is this again? Taco seasoning?
Yeah, so this is just basic taco seasoning. Cumin, smoked paprika, a little bit of black pepper, garlic powder, some onion powder. Mix that up together. You can make your own taco seasoning. So like I like mine a little bit more on the smoked paprika side, so I add a little bit more to mine, you know. So or you can just buy some taco seasoning. There's a lot of really good taco seasonings out there, so you can just do that as well. So all right, so we're coming to a closure here on cooking this turkey. I'm gonna get this off into the other plate here in a second. Actually, I need to reach behind there and grab one of those wraps. So let me do that here. If you open up that bag, open up the bag right here, the white bag, and just grab one of those wraps. Yeah. Perfect, yeah.
So nice, man.
You want to take one out of that?
Yes, I will, sir.
So I brought these wraps because they're low in carbs. If you look at the details on them, they're a really good choice versus a lot of other wrap brands that are out there. This is my favorite. This is one that I eat at home.
This is good. I know this brand.
Yeah, I'll throw, I'll make some breakfast burritos with this. I'll make a lot of stuff with that. Like if the girls want tacos in the morning, I'll make them a big old giant taco with this right here.
All right.
So we're just gonna steal one from here. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna warm up this. I keep trying to figure out if I should be looking at these guys or I should be looking at the
We're
camera.
all good, man.
But
We're just out here having
for me, if you
fun,
don't
man.
mind. Oh, look here, that's a straggler. Throw that one in there and put that over there if you don't mind.
I got you, man.
Cool. All right. So anyway, I'm just gonna look at you guys. All right. So check it out. I got some poblanos that I roasted earlier. A little bit of onion, some garlic. I'm gonna warm that up really quick.
That looks like it came out of the movie The Little Mermaid.
What?
I don't know, man. I just think of that when I see that, man. It looks good, man.
Well, how does this look like a Little Mermaid?
I don't know, man. It looks like maybe she was eating that in The Little Mermaid, dude.
Okay, so we got a poblano pepper, some onion, some garlic.
Can y'all see that?
I don't know how this looks
Show
like
it to
Little
them on
Mermaid,
camera.
man.
Show it
I
to
don't-
them
I
on
don't-
camera.
Which camera? I don't even know.
All the cameras
Right
get
here,
to
guys.
see it.
Check
There
it
you
out.
go.
So I don't know if you guys can see that there,
looks
but
good,
I just
man.
want to warm this up a little bit so when you guys taste it, it's warm because roasted it earlier and it's been cooled down. So let me get this nice and warm. I'm going to throw it back in here. These little hand blenders I like to have, I make like sauces like this. Like if my daughters want like spaghetti or something, I can make a quick, fresh tomatoes, garlic, whatever, basil, like boom, and then I just put it in here and you got like 3-4 servings of pasta right here. So that's a whole nother show in itself. I'll teach you guys how to make some fresh marinara or some red sauce. I call it soprano sauce at the house just because I love the Sopranos. Yeah, so it's really comes in really handy to make. I have a couple of these blenders at home actually. One that I use for sauces, one that I use for. We also make cold pressed juices at the Culinary Ninja Diet and Podcast. So we take those cold pressed juices. We do have some videos on our Instagram right now where you can see how you can take these cold pressed juices and put them into a blender like this with a scoop of protein, like half a banana, half an avocado, and a handful of berries or something. And just throw it all together, mix that up, and you can turn your cold pressed juice, which is already nutrient dense with a bunch of fruits and vegetables, like 4 servings of fruits and vegetables in one juice. You take that and you put it in a container just like this, blend it up with your protein. Boom, you double the volume. You double the volume, you double the caloric intake. So you're not just drinking the juice. I particularly like it that way, so I always tell people like, try turn it into a smoothie, and a lot of people like to just drink the cold pressed juice, which I'm cool with, I love it. But I like to drink it as a smoothie, so
All right, let's check
I'm
this
doing
out.
this all the time. Getting that nice green color now with that poblano. So see, it's really that simple, guys.
That looks good now.
I know I brought this already roasted, but honestly, I tossed it, a little bit of grapeseed oil. You can spray it with some olive oil or whatever, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of garlic powder if you want. I put fresh garlic in there and onion. And then you just get it roasted. It's gonna render some natural juices. And I didn't add anything to this. This is all just the whole vegetables in here right now. And it gives me my salsa verde for my enchiladas,
All right, now that looks like it came from someone's grandma's house now.
Yeah, there we
'Cause
go.
that looks real good.
We're gonna add a little bit of salt to that actually. I'll give it a mix here in a second. Couple turns. Good.
So tell me why you put the grapeseed oil in there before.
well,
many people cook with olive oil.
Yeah, I mean you can use
canola.
olive oil. I would stay away from canola and vegetable oil without a doubt. But to be completely transparent, I use grapeseed oil a lot just due to the cost versus because of the volume of oil that I'll use sometimes. It just depends. A lot of times, honestly, I just saute stuff in a little bit of water. Just get a little bit of water in the pan if it's like Teflon and non-stick, and just saute anything, whatever it is. You just add a little bit of water, and because it's like a non-stick pan, it helps. And then you take away any added oils, in it to begin with. So that's a plus in itself.
So we're getting hooked up with all the tips and tricks. And that's why we bring on the experts, the movers and shakers, those that have this in their domain. And so this is certainly not your first rodeo, Gino. I'm seeing, man. You've seen you in action here, man. You got a lot of stuff here. I saw in the bag you got a couple of juices. I don't know if there's going to be any food for our audience because I'm getting real hungry up here looking at this, man. And so,
all right,
what's next, man? What do you got?
So now I'm going to take the meat. I'm just going to combine it with a little bit of cheese, and boom, there's our enchilada. All right. I'm going to put that together in the tortilla wrap we have here. Roll that up. I'm going to set it on top of the bed of rice we have, and then we're just going to garnish it with a little bit of salsa, a little bit of chopped cilantro, Sprinkle it with some cheese. Bada boom, bada bing. That's it, man.
There it is.
Simple and easy. Put a little bit of lime on the side, and that's really it. So, all right, so I got some just regular Mexican shredded cheese here, right? So we're gonna take some shredded cheese. You can make your choice of cheese, you know, whatever you want to put. This is what I like, so this is what I'm using. And I put about, so I intentionally didn't bring like cup measurers or spoon measurers or anything like that, because the probability of people really doing that at home, that's like extra work. And I not in a negative way, but people don't want to do it, right? So I try to show people like use a handful, use a pinch, you know, it's versus like, so this is about a tablespoon, right? So I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons worth of cheese in here. Boom, right? And that's it, right? So there we go, we got 2 tablespoons. And over here, I'm gonna use my hand and I'm gonna put about a handful of meat in there. Just like that, boom. There we go. So let me get this out of the way. I don't know if the camera can see that. So, boom. And all I'm gonna do is just roll this sucker up, nice and tight. All right, boom. Right there.
Nice.
Boom.
And so does this bed of rice have the cilantro in it?
No, there's no cilantro in the broccoli.
Okay.
The broccoli, I just sauteed the broccoli with a little bit of onion, a little bit of garlic, and that was really it. So I want as much of the natural flavor to be there as possible. Like I'm gonna, a little bit of salt over the top here in a second, just to kind of help bring out the natural flavors, but I do, as much as we possibly can, we stay away from adding any salts, any oils, and any additional sugars, okay? So yeah, so there's that. And here is my spoon. All right.
So this is a fine dining experience.
So we got our salsa verde, boom, and boom. Oh man, I like the way that looked to begin with.
It was looking picture perfect.
Yeah, it was looking good, right? Okay, and I'm just gonna garnish a little bit here. Got a big juicy lime.
Those are juicy.
Yeah. Little lime right there. Everybody loves cilantro.
They sure do. If you want to know the quickest way to seduce me, it's with cilantro. And I got to tell that to my partner who's watching right now. Get the cilantro ready.
Boom. I don't even know if I want to open that door right now.
Don't
bro.
open it,
yeah,
man.
So
We'll leave it at that.
We're going to leave it at that, bro. We're going to leave it at that. Okay, so here we go, man. We got that. You know, you can add a little bit of avocado. I didn't add the avocado to the salsa, but I will for you guys when I make a plate for you guys here in a second. You can add an avocado to the salsa verde and kind of make it a avocado salsa verde, right? I got a little bit of some tomato chili, some tomato salsa that I made as well. So I'll keep that reserve on the side as well. I like the way this looks right here, so I don't want to damage it with any of this red salsa. Forgive me for being a little, you know, crazy about it. But this is it, and this is what you get delivered straight to your door right here. It's on our menu this week. We made our last delivery. Oh no, tomorrow is our last delivery for the week with this on the menu. But this is one of our menu items. This is legitimately how it comes, with the exception of the plate. It comes in a container that's just like this but larger. And there it is, man. This is health
great.
Conscious choice, spin off of enchiladas verdes. So hopefully you guys like it, and that's all I got.
This is bad, man. This is badass, man. Dare I say? This is, again, a fine dining experience brought to your doorstep. People can order the meals, you know, have it prepared. I mean, and the other thing is that, you know, what you alluded to, but I want to get more into it briefly here with you, is that, you know, the experience of eating in our communities. Yeah. It is a special, ceremonial, spiritual experience when, you know, our tias, our abuelas, our moms, our tios, our grandfathers are cooking and preparing meals for us. Yeah. And then we all sit down as a family, and it's like that soul food, right? That food that is from the spirit, from the gut, the traditions and the history of the recipes being passed on, man. And so, you know, I get that vibe from you, man, that you put something into this. I do. I want to preserve as much of that as possible. Like that's one of my main focuses, as well as I like I said before, I want food to be fun. I want it to be food that you think of when you think of your culture, whether it's, you know, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, whatever the case is. I make all types of food. I just so happen to want to showcase the enchiladas verdes that are on the menu this week. But I put my heart into everything. This is my art, man. Like, this is what I do. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. You know, like I put as much
of it into it as an artist would painting a mural, as like this. I take this personally. This is like what I do. This is what I feel I am legitimately the best at in my entire life. The most confident at is cooking. Is I tell people like, man, I'll catch it, kill it, pick it, and make you a 5-star menu, a 5-star meal. You know, like I feel like I can do that. I've legitimately done that. I've picked, killed, and caught, you know, and made a meal out of it right there on the spot. Like this is what I love doing. It's my passion. Yeah, man, I could dive deep into it and get, you know.
Yeah.
But
well, that's what we do here, man. And so we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you, you know, preparing the meal. Appreciate you sharing your insight, your knowledge, your expertise. You know, your menus change weekly. Folks can find them at theculinaryninja.com.
Yeah,
and
so
you have a variety of meals anyway.
Yeah, so our menu consists of, let me see if I remember this off the top of my head, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 items. 3 of them which stay static. The remainder of them change on a bi-weekly or weekly basis. To be completely transparent, honestly, it just depends on what I feel like eating, and if I feel like it needs to change, because I'm like, damn, this was really good this week, I'm gonna make it again next week. So right now we've kind of been in this process where we're changing it like twice a month, and that's working pretty well as well. It's kind of helping people get, you know, a second chance, because there's a lot of people that are like me. They're like, man, I want this again next week, right? And sometimes we change every single week, but they can find it theculinaryninja.com. You can jump on our website. You can follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I guess those are the only ones. The YouTube channel. So we'll post that link as well for the YouTube channel. Hopefully we'll be uploading some more of these full-on recipe videos that we can have as a resource for the community to use, so you guys can see how easy this is to do. We didn't spend a lot of time doing it. Right here, right now, with the exception of maybe 2 things that I did before I came here, this was legitimately the entire meal. It took me less than 10 minutes to make myself 1 plate, and I could have done this for 3 or 4 people at a time within the same time frame. So I really want people to learn that this is very possible to do, not on your own, because not everybody can afford or wants to, or you know, to get our service. And I completely understand that. You know, it's like a restaurant. You don't go eat there every single day. I get it, man. I get it. And sometimes, you know, you want to do it on your own. And I want to teach people to do that. Yeah. Doing things like this, showing you in person how quick and easy it is for you to put together something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. So get with Gino, get with the Culinary Ninja diet and podcast. You know, lots of opportunities out there. You know, bring him into your organization, have him come give these sorts of demos. You know, get in front of people, have them be at your festivals, because we need to start talking about eating consciously as well, right? Let's find a way to interject that into our, you know, our lifestyles, right? Into our habits. Let's do it right now. You know, there's no better time. You know, we talk about, you know, doing things on a timely basis and doing things when the time is right, and the time is right now. So the live chat is lit right now. Apparently, my phone's about to die. Guyland's been monitored. They want me to try the food, so I'm gonna go ahead and try it.
Yeah, man, I have the spoon that I brought in the salsa. That's it.
I'll go ahead and try the food, and I'm willing to bet, folks, that you're gonna be happy with this.
You're gonna get a bunch of salsa on this spoon, but this
that's all good. I like the salsa.
Another one, but
let's get a taste of this real quick.
Hold on.
All right, get the seasoning just right.
There we go. A little bit, just a little half a turn on there, right there. You know,
dude, this is nice, man. This is real.
Yeah, have you had this already this week?
I think I have, man, but I'm gonna pretend like I haven't eaten it
yet. Awesome.
That's where it's at, right there. That broccoli rice hits the spot.
Yeah, and it's filling. You know, it's filling. It's a good alternative. A lot of people don't like broccoli or vegetables or whatever the case is. This is a really good way to introduce these things to your diet. So are the cold pressed juices. I tell people that all the time. You want to get 3 to 4 servings of fruits and vegetables into your diet, and you're not like that vegetable person, having a cold pressed juice or making an alternative switch, like making broccoli or cauliflower rice, is an easy way for you to do that. You know, that's probably an entire crown of broccoli right there on that plate. Okay. Which you normally wouldn't eat on your own. You might eat 2 or 3 little florets, you know. To eat an entire crown of broccoli for a serving, like that's a win for you right there, man. So it's apparently pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, because there ain't nobody talking. There's a talk show, we ain't talking. But that's just right, man, with that lime too.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
A+, folks. Make sure you subscribe on social media as well. We got various promos coming out over the next couple weeks, because we know schedules are getting busy. We got people going back to school, kids going back to school.
Yep.
You know, everyone's getting busy with the work projects. The end of the year is going to be here shortly. So get with us on promotions, get with us on ways we can get this into your households. It's really convenient. That's the other thing, is when we're limited and strapped on time, it's so nice to have these for lunch. You don't got to leave work, all that stuff, man. So
so we have breakfast options, we have meal options. I don't like to label them as lunch and dinner. They're just meal options in general. You can have them for whatever time of the day you want. We have snack options, like I have a protein cheesecake on the menu this week, which is awesome. If you guys follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you can catch a photo of that. We do protein donuts. There's a recent photo that I took a bunch of protein donuts to a place yesterday. Man, I do a ton of stuff, for snacks and for, like I said, juices and then meals in general. So
awesome,
cool.
Awesome. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you coming through. I'm going to let you get the closing words and close out the show. And I think we got a little bit left for our audience. And if not, they're going to get their meal subscription.
I'm going to make
service.
I'll put something together.
A bit. But listen, man, I appreciate you coming on. Give us some closing thoughts, some closing words, man, and we'll take it home.
Well, no pressure, right? No, well, I mean, first of all, I appreciate it, and I hope, like I said, my goal is to inject myself into the community as a resource as much as I possibly can. I want people to understand that you can enjoy food with a health-conscious spin, and I also want them to learn that it is very easy to put together on your own at home. Like I said, I understand people don't want to use a service forever, and I get it. But if I can help you get your foot off the ground and understand that eating healthy can be fun, and then at the same time you're watching these recipe demos that we're putting on YouTube, and you're making a family night. That's what I want. Food brings people together, and that's what I love doing. That's part of the art. Is we, like you said, the culture, the family. Have a family night where you're cooking one of these recipes, and it's not time consuming or tough to do. You can still have a conversation like we are here today, and we banged out a quick little meal,
Nice.
So if anybody or everybody, follow us, like I said, Culinary Ninja on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and then the Culinary Ninja Diet, the Culinary Ninja website, which we're also updating. We're gonna have pages for the YouTube. That'll be hopefully all be ready to go in the next week or so. So we'll have an updated website with just gonna get to look a little cooler.
Right.
That's it.
Some exciting things happening with the Culinary Ninja, as well as here at VodPod Media. Again, subscribe, comment, share this with someone who needs to hear it. And what the sign says, anything is possible, folks. So we appreciate y'all for being in studio with us tonight. We appreciate you for watching and sharing this wherever you may be at. Thank you so much, folks. We'll see you next week, Tuesday night here at VodPod Media. Guyland, take it home. I love you, baby. Let's go.
Awesome.
Woo!
Good stuff.